What's up guys, Nepenthes here and welcome back to the Society League. I am once again joined by my co-commentator Bateson87.
Hey guys.
And we're going to be going through two more games of today's show. We have got today Finch against Capgun Tom and Lucas against Zwebeck. Now, the table after yesterday's standings, Bateson sees Lasty and Finch sat top of the table on 7 points each. Lasty only ahead by goals scored, and Fangs and Zweebs on the bottom with 2 points each. Now, both Finch and Zwebeck are playing today, so it could be big days on either side of the table for those.
Yeah, both. Well, Finch definitely needs to get a win. He's the only person in the Society who is still unbeaten. So for him to be proving that he is one of the best in it and to try and walk away with the league under his belt, he needs to keep on winning, especially in this game today.
He does. Now, Zwebeck has got Lucas, but for those of you that follow these guys on YouTube, Zwebeck smashed Finch in a pink slip recently. That will give him confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I didn't honestly think that Zwebeck would get near Finch, but something wasn't going right that day, and maybe Finch was different this time around. Who knows?
Maybe indeed. And the game we don't have for you guys today is Math Denton against the Gamer Can. They're having some technical difficulties playing each other, so we will try and get you guys that game as a bonus throughout the week. But for now, if you want to leave a like on the video, that's awesome. If you want to follow us, then my stuff is down there, as is Bateson's, and this is now exclusively on youtube.com/thesociety league. It will no longer be on my my solo channel. But for the first game today, we've got Finch against Capgun Tom. Tom looking to pick up a win and will go top if he beats Finch here before we play the Lucas game, but Lucas could jump back above him if he indeed wins, unless Tom wins by an absolute landslide and gets the goal difference up massively. But let's get into this first game. So as we go into the first game for today, we see Finch lining up with a 3-5-2. He's got Adler in goal, Santana, Hummels and Boateng in midfield, Jones and Bender at CDM, Herman and Esvine on the wings with Dempsey at cam, and then Malapa and Johnson as striker. And Capgun Tom has a 4-2-2, his favourite formation in FIFA, with Manuel Neuer in goal, Piszczek, Company, Kabul and Alaba in defence, Boateng and Matuidi as CDMs with Juan Mata and Jeremy Menez at cam, Sergio Aguero and Zlatan Ibrahimovic at striker. Now, one thing to note with Tom is he actually starts off with a different formation to get the better chemistry and then changes to a 4-2-2 to set it how he wants.
Yeah, and he's got the players which he's been having the most fun with as well, with Ibrahimovic being in the lineup. Tom, when he gets in a comfortable position, does like to spam that skill stick and get a bit of fun going.
And the first chance there very early on from Finch with Malapa. Now, Finch has had a bit of a tough time against Fangs in the last game. He did win the game 2-1 after a dominant first half, but he might be going into this game with that in the back of his mind, that he's not bossing games as he would quite like it. This his favourite team, his legend killer team, and he's managed to get a lucky goal there, and Capgun Tom will be livid, and he scores there with Malapa after just 8 minutes, but that'll settle his nerves down, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Finch always likes to get the early goal, and as you can see with the two strikers he's got up front, the amount of trouble them two cause the defence is ridiculous. I absolutely hate playing against Finch when he's in this, and now he's in a comfortable position. He's just going to have more fun doing over the top through balls and 1-2s with him as well. So just Tom needs to try and get a hold of the ball, frustrate Finch a little bit and not let him play his way to get back into it quite fast.
Yeah, Tom is a good enough player to get back into it, but he's in many respects kind of like Fangs in the sense that he's actually just not performing up to his hype, really. I do expect a bit better from Tom. I know he's a very good player. I played against him a couple of times, and I've seen him in the other tournaments that we've done throughout time, and if he goes 2 goals down here, which he could, Esvine through on goal, Esvine shoots, and that is a cracking save. But if he goes 2 goals down, he could be in all sorts of problems.
Yeah, and we have seen Tom...
and there is the second goal as well. It's 2-0 now. Is that Hummels breaking through? And we saw him, I think you was probably about to say the same thing, Basin, in game day 1, where he got his face smashed in. You know, he conceded a couple of early goals there, and again conceding from corners as well, and that's a real issue for him.
Yeah, but Tom has shown he's a lot like Jesse is, Tom. He comes to play in the second half. Even against Curtis, he was holding a lot of the play, dominating the game, but didn't really score a lot of goals as you would have thought him to. But when Tom's on the back foot, it can just go from bad to worse, and he does need an instant reply to show him who's boss. Otherwise, this is going to be
and he's got his instant reply there. Zlatan jumping in front of the keeper. I thought it was a bit of a strange cross from Menez there. He did step inside to Menez's strong right foot, decided to go back to the byline there, whips that one in, nearly went out of play, but Zlatan gets his nose in front and puts that one in the back of the net.
Yeah, and that's the trouble with goalkeepers. They're not as strong as you think they're going to be. I would have thought the keeper would have gone to his near post and got it, but unfortunately Eber plonked his good big Swede in the way and has made it 2-1.
And what Tom has got, although he's playing a very narrow formation, he's got a lot of pace in Jeremy Menez. He's got on the left-hand side. He's got a lot of pace in Piszczek down the right-hand side, and he's got two fantastic headers of the ball in Ibrahimovic and Sergio Aguero.
Yeah, he's got a very dangerous team, but I still know how dangerous Finch is. Even though his team doesn't look the best on paper, it's just so solid, and just you could be dominating Finch, you could be absolutely dominating him, and then two balls and Eddie Johnson through on goal would give Finch another goal. He did it to me just recently yesterday.
Yeah, he's also got what seems to happen in Finch's games a lot as well is because of the strength of Malapa and Johnson, is they tend to get those lucky rebounds seem to always fall their way just because they bully the defender off the ball that little bit more.
Yeah, and the high through balls and having momentum running onto the ball is a massive issue. Like, look at that. That is just ridiculous how...
and again, he did it. Like, if there was a bit more field of play there, he would have actually got possession of the ball. And it just goes to show how important not just pace is this year, but strength as well. Because if you've got someone who's just fast, they wouldn't have got past that first defender there.
No, and with the strength of them two strikers, it's just ridiculous. Like, people abusing the game mechanics, Finch is the worst. Look at that.
And that's a lovely goal, though. A lovely finish on the outside of the boot. I'm not sure if that's Malapa or Johnson there. He's got the classic Arsenal kit on. I think that was Malapa. But Tom can't compete with those over-the-top chip through balls, which is even stranger for the fact that he's playing two central defensive midfielders.
Yeah, I think he's put the two centre defensive midfielders to cause a lot of disruption to Finch, but unfortunately it just doesn't change anything. Finch knows how to do them perfectly. He sees runs which other people don't, including myself, and even I struggle to defend against him, even though I do know how to defend against him. But it's just the momentum really causes a lot of trouble, and when you got the likes of Malapa running on, you just got no chance.
Yeah, he's done a good job so far, and to be 3-1 up after 26 minutes will be good for him. But Tom mustn't get too disheartened. You know, he has scored already, which is good. He's going to have another chance here. The ball going down the left-hand side to Menez, who slides for it unnecessarily. But the good news for Tom is there's still 63 minutes left. But the bad news for Tom is if Finch is on his game, there's still 63 minutes left. Yeah, and Finch does let goals come in. I've seen that, and it's actually strange to see Finch in a position where he's comfortably leading quite early on, because usually he comes back, doesn't he? I've seen a few few games, but he'll be having fun now. If Tom and him were in a call, Tom would be frustrated as hell, and Finch would be just sat there giggling to himself. Yeah, like he does just laugh. He laughs his arse off every time he scores a goal. He's a little bit more laughing. But Malapa there chips through Herman, who can't quite get it. Another great ball there, but very well defended from Tom. And Tom's in a bit of trouble here, because you see there the ball comes up to Ibrahimovic, who wins the header because he's going to win most headers. But as soon as he won that header, all Tom has got is Aguero and Ibrahimovic. But Finch has Santana, Hummels, Boateng, Bender and Jones all sat back there. Now Finch claims that he's on just balanced, but his team plays so defensively. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like, I played him yesterday. I said to him, what are you set up on, counter-attack or defensive? And he says no. But if you look at the team, how it's sat, it's very defensive. Everyone's sat back all the time. And when he goes to attack, he's got so many forward, it's just ridiculous. I don't know how to explain it. I generally still think he's doing something, but as you can see here, he isn't, is he? Because we're watching his gameplay. Yeah, we're watching his game, and he hasn't changed the D-pad settings at all. Maybe it's just the work rates of the team he's got, or maybe it's the fact that he doesn't commit his players forward. So when I play, even if I have it in centre of the midfield with someone like Bender, I'll probably do an LB pass and make Bender run forwards, and that could be the downfall of so many FIFA YouTubers and FIFA players in general.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous the amount of stuff which you can do to manipulate the game. Finch knows most of them as well, I'd say. So he sits there. He probably plays the most FIFA games in this whole league, I'd imagine. I don't know how many. Well, I presume Lucas doesn't play that many just because his channel's based around pink slips and they're like one-off games. But he is so strong in the game, regardless of how many he does play. But I know Finch practices day in, day out to make him better and find new techniques to rape opponents with this team.
Yeah, and that's one of the unfortunate things of FIFA, is that when you get to a good standard of playing FIFA, if you come up against someone else who is also very good, like Tom, for example, it's literally like a battle of who can abuse the game more.
Yeah, there is one thing which Tom has got in his favour which I know Finch can't deal with, and that's skill moves. But unfortunately Tom's in a position now where he probably thinks the skill moves are unnecessary, but he needs to definitely do something. It's 3-1 at half time. Tom hasn't really done anything. Even the chance he got, the goal he got, wasn't as sexy as a lot of people would have wanted it to be, but it's a goal at the end of the day. And he still, if he starts having fun with Ibra doing skills, he'll confuse Finch and maybe pull one or two back before the end.
Yeah, I mean, he's had just 2 chances in the first half, and like you said about his goal, like, it wasn't a nice goal, it wasn't really a deserved goal or an earned goal. It was just a cross out of nowhere that managed to make its way through. But he's trying some skill moves there with Ibrahimovic. He's coming out in the second half to have some fun, and he chips that through to Menez, who's bound to score here. The keeper saves that. Ibrahimovic is going to get up but doesn't get the header, and straight away, just as you said, when he starts coming out and using those skill moves, Finch cannot deal with him.
No, and he probably will have got a bit of confidence there to do a bit more of them, but it's whether Tom wants to play the try-hard style and do no skill moves, just do the simple stuff, or actually have a bit of fun and see. If he looks at this game as there's no coming back, Tom will start playing a way which Finch can't handle, but unfortunately that isn't how Tom operates. I've played against him a numerous amount of times to see how he does play, and even in different positions where he's winning, losing and drawing.
Yeah, I didn't see Tom make a substitution either, but it looked like he had Mika Richards at right back there, even though the team sheet said he's got piss checked. So it'd be interesting to clarify what his actual defence is. But Johnson is through here, almost through. He has got Neuer in goal though, so maybe he's subbed Richards on. Maybe he's not a fan of piss check, but he's also got Toure in the team there, which again is not on the team sheet. So it's quite strange that the team sheet says different when I didn't see any substitutes made. Maybe it's just an error on our part for what Tom is actually playing with. But it still doesn't take anything away from the fact that Finch has had a really strong first 30 minutes. But after that, once again, in every game we've seen Tom where he's lost and can also be comparable to Fangbangers, once he's in a position where he feels like he can't come back, he settles down, which makes the game settle down, and he actually finds his way back into it a little bit more.
Yeah, Finch is playing so relaxed as well. He's not pushing people out of position. He's like there, he could have made a numerous amount of passes, but he hasn't. Look at that.
That strength is ridiculous, and that's a fourth goal, and that strength is just unbelievable.
That momentum running onto a player, and obviously if you want anyone to head a ball in that team, it is Dempsey, because even though he's low rated, he's low value as well. That card, and me playing with him previously, is absolutely insane, and that's why Finch has got him in the team. But that was very nice goal, even though it was quite sweaty, but a goal's a goal at the end of the day, isn't it?
A goal is a goal, but it's a shame that Tom's got a chance here himself and he messes that one up. It's a shame that Dempsey's doesn't really fit into many teams, because he's moved over to the MLS now, if I'm correct.
Yeah, he's with the Sounders.
But you could always pair him up with Thierry Henry and put Dempsey as a cam behind Henry, maybe another French striker like, I don't know, Benzema or Remy, and then put a Ben Arthur on the right, or maybe a Di Maria, and get him into a team like that. But Finch has got this team, which obviously has Dempsey in it, and it works very well. He's got Jones here, the American CDM. Jones, again, from the Bundesliga, is back on the ball, and he's another guy who is just absolute power.
Yeah, there's another CDM who's from USA as well, and it is Bradley, who plays for Roma. A lot of people don't use the MLS or the American players, but they have so many hidden gems, it's unbelievable. If you look, not many people used Eddie Johnson at the start of FIFA, but Finch found him, Finch abused him, and now you see him absolutely everywhere. But as for the pairings, you've got the likes of Landon Donovan as well, who are in the MLS, and they're quite fast and can do the job up front as well.
And there is a goal for Tom. Another cross out of nowhere and a header as well makes it 4-2. Tom with a little glimmer of hope to get back into this game. And was that Ibrahimovic again? No, his number 4 there. It looks like maybe Yunus Kabul was jumping up for that one.
I think that was Menez.
Was it Menez?
I don't know.
Bit of a strange goal anyway. Whoever it was that scored that, they really... One thing EA have done in Next Gen that I really don't agree with is the fact they don't show you the goal score at the bottom of the screen now when they score. It's quite strange.
Yeah,
But here we go anyway. The game continues on. Capcom Tom wins the ball back, and he's going to thread through here. He's got Juan Mata down the right-hand side, who's number 5. We're trying to get a look as to who number 4 is. Richards is number 3 there. Torre is number 6. Alaba at 24. But we've got Herman through here for Finch, who has a shot, and the keeper's going to save that. No problem at all. Neuer saves that. Throws it out, and it was indeed Jeremy Menez that scored the goal. Scored the header there in a very, very strange position for him to come into. Tom there with a very, very telegraphed pass. Finch is going to read that every day of the week, and Finch is doing well with S-Vine, and we was talking about his team before and his team lineup, and we was talking about perhaps the strike force that you could have, and I completely forgot about Donovan, but you could have Dempsey, Donovan and Henry as your trio. As Tom's got another chance here, he shoots, but the keeper saves that well, and Menez getting into another dangerous position, and he's going to have another chance. Torre there shoots and scores, and that is a terrible error there from Finch. He throws the ball out way too quick. Tom wins that header back. Just onside was Torre, and who I think Menez was on the floor there offside, but Tom pulls a goal back. It's 4-3 now, and this is game on. 15 minutes to go. I've lost Bateson in the Skype call. I think he's just joined back.
Yeah, just joined back.
And what did you make of that goal?
I totally missed it. I don't know what's going on with my computer, but it's just gone absolutely ridiculous. Is it 4-3 now? It's
4-3 now. We're just about to enter into the 77th minute, and Tom has got a great chance to get back in. He's got some skill moves there with Ibrahimovic. He steps inside. What happened was, Bateson, is the ball came to the goalkeeper after an attack from Tom. Finch tried to rush the throw in, the goalkeeper throw. Tom headed it back. Torre was just onside, literally by inches, and he just finessed that into the back of the net, and the game is back on now.
Yeah, and he only needs one more goal to get back in it. It'd be nice to see Finch lose some points on the board just because he's superhuman. I don't like people who can beat me, and unfortunately he's one of them people.
He's going to have a chance here. That was a lovely ball through, but it's very well defended from Tom.
Yeah, and Tom's shown he's no pushover as well, getting 3 goals back in quite quick succession as well. The first one was pretty lucky as well, to get in front of the goalkeeper. Yeah. But he's plugged away, and he's got 3 goals now.
And that, again, it just comes back to the fact that he started the game so kind of almost nervously and didn't know what to do. As the game settled down, he's settled down, and he's found his rhythm now. And Finch is unable to deal with the skill moves from Capgun Tom, who's going to have another attack here. I would love it if we've seen a few, like yesterday's 3-0 from Beach to 3-3. If we see Finch's, 2-0, 3-1 and 4-1 come back to 4-4, it will make for very, very entertaining viewing.
Yeah, but it'd be frustrating for Tom if Finch does walk away with a 4-3, because Tom's not stopped. He's continued. He's very strong, is Tom. Even when he's in a losing position, he can come back at any time. It'd be nice to see him nick one more goal, maybe take. And I bet the other participants in the league are looking towards Tom to hopefully steal some points away from Finch as well, looking towards the latter end of the league.
Yeah, Finch the only person not to lose yet in the division. But draws won't be good enough for Finch. Even if he ends up not losing throughout the whole division, if he only wins 4 or 5 and draws 4 or 5, he's not going to find himself top of the table. So it's very important for him to hold on here to these 3 points. Tom is maybe going to have a chance for another attack here, the last attack. He gives the ball up very easy in the middle of the field. They're desperately trying to look for that attack. There is almost no time left now. He's going to have a throw in on the right-hand side. No matter what happens here, if he has an attack or not, it's going to be kind of the last action of the game. We're into the second, probably even the 3rd minute of injury time right now because of the way the throw-ins and time is calculated, and Finch is defending too well here and is going to walk away with the 3 points as he does.
Yeah, Finch has shown his dominance. He felt quite laid back in that game, and a lot of luck for both parties to get the goals, especially Finch's one, which we're just about to see, and also Tom's got lucky with his first goal as well. But it made for an entertaining game for me to watch and to commentate on as well, even if I did disappear halfway through.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining game. So 4-3 the final result there, guys. Finch picks up 3 points, although 2 unconvincing wins against Fangs and Tom, and we'll see him sat top of the table. The next game we've got, though, is Lucas looking to take that top spot as well against Zweibach, so let's get into that game. So as we go for the second and final game of match day 4, because of the fact Maf and Curtis haven't played their game yet, we're watching Lucas against Zweibek. Lucas needing a win to keep in touch with Finch at the top of the table, who's had a storming few games. And Lucas we see line up with a 4-1-2-1-2. He's got Adler in goal, Piszczek, Santana, Boateng and Alaba in defence. Gustavo, Farfan, Royce and Goetze in midfield, with Aubameyang and Lewandowski up front. And then Zweibek has also gone for a 4-1-2-1-2. He's also got Adler, Piszczek, Boateng, Hummels and Alaba in defence instead of Santana and Boateng. He's got Schweinsteiger at CDM, Shaqiri at right midfield, Royce at left midfield and Mkhitaryan as cam, and then Aubameyang and Lewandowski up front. So two very, very similar teams, the same lineup, the same formation. It's going to be an interesting game here.
Yeah, it'll make the game quite scrappy as well. I have played against the same formation as this before, and it's just an absolute mess in the midfield. But Lucas has shown some control in football. The only problem I've seen with Lucas was the fact he got absolutely smashed by Maf Denton and lost 3 points. But Lucas is a very strong player. Zweibek as well hasn't been impressive going forward, so it'd be nice to see if he's changed his style of attacking, and maybe even needs to take some pop shots and hope to get some goals that way.
Yeah, perhaps so. And I'm just trying to figure out who is who on the field, because they have got the same formation and very, very similar lineups. We've got Zweibek is the home team there. Zweibek doesn't have Farfan, so we've got the yellow kit is going to be Lucas and the white kit is Zweibek, and you'd expect Lucas to walk away with 3 points here. But Zweibek won't want to be caught at the bottom of the table.
Who the hell's that?
Who the hell's what?
Can you see that guy?
No. Oh yeah, Jesus Christ!
What the?
Is the groundsman's come out to play? Oh, the policeman, he's on the field. Get off the fucking field, you mug! What are you doing?
That's insane. There's a few of them. There's like pitch invasion. This is ridiculous.
They're just all having a bit of a laugh on the field. I thought like maybe someone walked into your house in real life or something. I wonder what was going on. But the game carries on, and Zweibek won't want to be taking a loss here and be really stuck at the bottom of the table with fangs.
No, he definitely needs to prove that, especially if Jesse has got 1 point from yesterday's game against Beach. And also the league's very open as well. You can catapult yourself back up to near the top with just a 1-goal win. You
can. We've got Royce here through for Lucas. He's unable to do anything, and maybe in the last attack there you saw Mkhitaryan have the ball for Zweibek, and he could have had a shot, but he went for a little cheeky pass inside. As you said at the start of the game, Zweibek needs to be taking as many shots as possible just to try and, if anything, just let Lucas know that, hey, I'm here. I'm going to be playing as well. I'm going to be trying some shots and scoring some goals.
Yeah, and even if he does them and they get corners from him, he needs to step up his corner game as well, because he hasn't done anything. He hasn't really done anything at all in this league so far, has he? He's got 2 points.
Yeah.
One of them was against Jesse, but he just looked very, very difficult, and he could have actually nicked 3 points off Maf Denton as well if he had been a bit more composed in front of goal in the final minutes of that game. But he looks to be playing a lot different. He's actually had more of the ball than I thought he would.
Yeah, he's playing quite composed going forwards, and he's realised as well that he needs to be going down those wings. When you've got wingers such as Shaqiri and Royce that are just so rapid, and then you've got fullbacks like Piszczek as well, and then you've got attackers who can head the ball. Both strikers are very, very strong in the air and with the heading. You've got to be abusing those wings, and I think he's finally seen the light and seen sense and decided to start playing down those wings.
Yeah, and Lucas hasn't got into his style of game as well. I have played Lucas recently. He likes to hold the ball, dictate the play, but he just looked like there's a ball there. He's seen that though. This could be 1-0. Oh, good defending.
Very good defending from Piszczek there.
Yeah, oh, penalty.
It is a penalty. He's given it.
Is.
And that all started as well from a bad Zweibek free kick where he chipped the ball straight to Lucas's head.
Yeah, and just nice tight dribbling there, and the pressure which Zweibek did put on has resulted in a penalty kick. And if this is a goal, I generally can't see any way back for Zweibek, because that will have annoyed him so much.
It will have annoyed him. We've got Farfan looks to be stepping up to take the penalty. He's hit it perfectly in the green. He goes straight down the middle, and that is 1-0. Jefferson Farfan picking up the goal. Lucas picks up the goal, and you probably expect him to go on now and push on and score 2, 3 or maybe even more goals.
Yeah, because the only way that Zweiback's getting back into this is if he pushes all of his players up the field, and the only way he's going to be doing that is maybe switching it up to attacking, because at the moment he's not looking very comfortable in front of goal. But defensively he's looked alright. Just that one mistake then giving away a penalty may have cost him the whole of the game, unfortunately.
It may have done. One thing that I find strange as well. Now, FIFA is a game where people abuse flaws. It's, you know, the more common victor will be the guy who is better at abusing flaws. One thing I don't see, and this isn't just from Zwabes or just from Lucas, but from some of the players in the tournament I don't see it, and from some that I do, is the kickoff glitch. It's not really a glitch. It's an overpowered, over-the-top chip through ball. Wouldn't you try it every single time, knowing how strong it is?
I would practice to learn how to do it, like, only because of how much, because there is a little bit of hate involved with it as well, isn't there? If you do it on YouTube, or you actively love to do it, people will hate on you for the fact that you do it. But every person I seem to come up against in divisions, in tournaments, in online single matches, everyone does it. But unfortunately they don't do YouTube. But if there's an opportunity to get one goal, I know that Finch does it outside of this, and we'll get to see him do it in this. That's a strange one, isn't it?
It is, yeah, it is just a very strange one, and there's some nice attacking here from both parties too. But it's definitely something. Maybe it's just me and who I am as a person, as a FIFA player. There's maybe a goal here. That's a good save from the goalkeeper, and some more good defending there from Zwabes, as Goetze can have a chance to go through here again. Luis Gustavo picks up the ball, chips it through, but it's going to be defended well. You're in a tournament here. You've got to use everything to your advantage, and I find it remarkable that some of them do it and some of them don't. If one person's going to do it, everyone may as well do it.
Yeah, it just needs that one person to start doing it, and then we'll probably see more goals. Zweiback's defence is all over the place. I'm looking at it now, and with how fast Lucas is on the attack, I can't see this staying at 1-0 for very long.
There's the cross to the far post as well. It's defended well again. Although his defence is kind of all over the shop, he does manage to constantly pick the right man to put a tackle in. He's given the ball away twice there though. Alaba plays it into Lewandowski. Funny little ball that was, into the middle of the park there, but it's cleared again very well, and Aubameyang can come away with the ball. Some very nice close control there from Zweiback, but a very easily telegraphed pass there is going to be intercepted. Goetze playing at centre back for some reason. Farfan on the ball on the right hand side. Only 1-0 coming into the half-time whistle though. Is going to have a chance potentially here with Lewandowski. Is defended well. Only 1-0. Zweiback won't see this as the end of the game at this stage.
No, he's playing calm and collected football, but he's just not taking any risks. And as you can see, Lucas is taking risks, and Lucas is 1-0 to the good, unfortunately.
Yeah, Lucas.
Well, fortunate for him.
Yeah, fortunately enough for him, he is playing well, and he's one of the. In the comment section, as we kind of see the league and the seasons progress, that's another good save from the keeper. Lucas is becoming one of the guys that people think is going to go on and win the tournament.
Yeah, he's very strong, and he's got a few easy-ish games coming up as well, not games he's expected to lose, but he's set himself a bit of extra pressure, knowing that he is the fans' favourite and he's got to go out there and prove it. But he is so strong to play against. I can't see him slipping up that many times in the future, especially with his only, is there 6 games remaining, or maybe I think
there'll be 5 for him after this game.
5 games,
yeah, so 5 after this game. So half time there, guys. It is 1-0 to Lucas against Zweiback. Lucas has easily had the better of the chances. He's probably dominated in terms of possession and shots, but Zweiback has looked dangerous when he has attacked, and when he is attacking, he is getting a lot of men forward. As you can see there, he's had 5 shots, 4 on target to Zwabes 2 and 2. Zweiback has got better passing. The possession is relatively even, and as I was saying, when he does get up front, he's not isolated. He doesn't just have one man on the ball and one man in the box. He's got people flooding forward, which should hopefully see him through in the second half and maybe get back on terms here.
Yeah, and that's the only thing he's got to hope for, is that something does change, because even though Lucas is a strong player, 1 goal lead for Lucas isn't the best, and Maff Denton proved that. Maff proved that he can score. Lucas does concede goals, 3 of them I think he did concede against Maff, and there's the first person trying the over the top through ball from kick-off.
Well, I actually saw Finch try it in the last game against Capgun Tom after Tom scored his 3rd goal. Finch tried it to make it 5-3, but you know, 1 goal lead is not enough. As we've seen over the last couple of days, a 3 goal lead isn't enough. You know, Beach throwing away a 3 goal lead. Oh, there's another chance here. Marco Royce goes through on goal, and that's just very, very poor defending, that is.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you get caught like that, where you're running back towards your own goal, and you got the likes of Royce running behind you, the pace is always going to outdo you. And Lucas is 2-0 up now.
You'd expect still a little bit better from the keeper. The near post shot not really as strong as it was in FIFA 13. Marco Royce there on his weaker foot, unbalanced, still beats the keeper at that near post. Maybe it's a time to get rid of Adler and put in Neuer.
Yeah, it's personal preference with Ryan. I've told him that Neuer's a better keeper, but he's not for having it. He still trusts Adler, even though he's conceded a hell of a lot of goals in this tournament.
And now he's conceded 2. That puts him at -4 in terms of goal difference here. Fangbanger at this stage has scored more than Zwebeck. So if Lucas scores 1 more, Fangs will see herself off the bottom of the table.
Yeah, she'll be sat here laughing, and she's done herself proud as well today. Yesterday, taking away 1 point, and Zwebeck will have that in the back of his mind going into his future games, that he does need. It's basically a battle between them two in it. Who's going to be bottom, in my opinion. But both of them show promise. Jessie shows a lot more. Definitely, especially with the way she's changed up her team, changed up her attack, and also her solid defending. But has she played Lucas yet?
She hasn't played Lucas yet, no.
That will be a tough test for her. It'd be nice to see how she does against him. Ryan's doing not as bad as I thought he would. I presumed Lucas would absolutely stomp this, but 2-0. 53 minutes. Ryan just needs that 1 goal, and hopefully he'll come back into it and give Lucas a bigger game.
But there is Farfan with a shot for Lucas, and I can imagine Fangs is at home right now watching this, cheering Lucas on with everything she's got. He's going to have a corner here, and the attackers that both these guys got, corners are deadly as you like Aubameyang and Lewandowski are massive, but you can see Lucas playing a defensive, or maybe even ultra defensive, with just the 2 men in the box there. A bit strange to be 2-0 up, be very, very comfortable in not only in the game but in the league as well, and still be playing defensive.
Yeah, it's very, very strange. I would have definitely been switching that up. I would have knocked it. I wouldn't even play it. I'm unsure as to why he does play it, because when you set as defensive, everyone just feels really and don't want to get up the pitch to them. Even the attackers, it's just strange.
It is strange, but he's got another chance here, and he's starting to dominate this game a little bit now too. I think Zwebeck is kind of hanging on by a thread. He's not really having clear-cut opportunities, but just in terms of the possession and the comfortableness on the ball, and the fact that he's having possession very, very high up the field won't be very encouraging for Ryan, and Ryan's going to have to do a lot of work to get back into this game. But that's another big header win there for Aubameyang, and Farfan with a little bit of skills plays in Luis Gustavo, not great in shooting, so chips that through to Royce. Again, a defensive error there. He gets away with that. He doesn't. Royce picks that up again, and there is the goal. It's 3-0 after 60 minutes, and once again some very, very bad mistakes in that back line.
Yeah, it's just getting caught on the ball, passing the ball around, trying to hoof it. He just needs to switch it up. Jessie has actually adapted her play now. She started booting the ball out instead of passing it, even though we did see a few errors from her. But Ryan's still persistent that passing is the way out of defence. And when you've got Lucas with that amount of bodies forward, it's just definitely not the way.
And Ryan's got a chance here to go through on goal. But yeah, he had a few chances there. It's better to clear it out for a throw-in or a corner than to try and punt it up the field and keep it in play and end up losing the ball like he did. And Lucas is through here again with Aubameyang. He shoots and scores, and Ryan is in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, he's gave up too many goals in the short space of time now, and this could be a 6 or a 7-0 thumping. Zwebeck's definitely not coming back into this now. He's shown no attacking sense. His defence has been quite sloppy as well, and it's just having a field day for Lucas, getting his goal difference way up.
He is getting his, and he already had +5 in the goal difference anyway, so he's going to be +9 now. There's no one else even really close to him. Finch could have been close, but he threw away a 4-1 lead against Tom and a 3-1 lead, and finished with just a 1 goal difference there, winning 4-3. So Lucas is looking strong. He's through here again with Aubameyang, but he is offside. Now, for Zwebeck, it's kind of damage limitations. He needs to not concede more goals, because if he is down the bottom of the table come the end of the season with just him and Fangs, goal difference could be absolutely everything.
Yeah, and I thought Ryan would not be conceding this many goals, especially with how strong his team is. He just, with a team like that, you wouldn't expect him to be losing out on the one-on-one battles, especially Royce against his defence. There again, he got lucky there. If he had ran a bit further forward, he would have lost that ball to Royce. Very dangerous attacking Lucas is, though.
Yeah,
he's shown that not just in this game but in the others as well.
Yeah, he is very dangerous. And speaking about Ryan's defence, as Lucas might have another chance here, it falls back to Aubameyang here. He's going to shoot. He's going to get that with Lewandowski. That's a good save. That is. Like, Zweibek has got two really strong defenders in Hummels and Boateng, so it's quite strange that people like Royce are just bullying them off the ball.
Yeah, and it's that pace versus strength thing, even though it is very noticeable in certain positions. When you're running towards your own goal, pace will always outdo strength, no matter how many times you try it.
And we've got another chance here, another chip through ball there, and there is that same defensive error again. Lewandowski is through, shoots and scores, and Ryan has got to fix this. Now, I get annoyed when this happens to me on the odd occasion, because sometimes you can't stop it. Sometimes the game decides that you stretch out for it, you poke it a little bit further forward, the striker gets it. This is 3 times it's happened to Ryan this game. He can't blame the game for all 3. How does he stop this from happening?
He just needs to smack the ball up with the height and the and the pace as well of the defenders he's got. When the ball's in the air, just stand there and let the ball come to you. Don't let it stand on your foot, because as soon as you take that first touch, you are just inviting your opponent to go on it. And Lucas has done that more times than I can think of now, actually.
And he's through here again with Lewandowski, and he's chipped that, and that is 6-0 now.
Wow.
And this is getting embarrassing. This is the biggest score margin we've had so far in the Society. A lovely ball through there, Lewandowski just onside, beautiful chest, and a lovely chip over the keeper, and Ryan is in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, I can't see this get any better either. 10 minutes to go. Lucas could easily get another 2 here and make this the most embarrassing result of the Society so far.
And he's got the ball here with Royce, and Ryan's defence is just all over the shop. A nice little ball roll there with Royce. He's got a lot of space, so much space. And now, I know you're already 6-0 down as Ryan, right? But you would go ultra defensive and just try and shut those doors, wouldn't you?
I would take my time with the ball, just don't let him get any more, because not only is Ryan messing his own goal difference up, but he's also taking the league away from most others as well, because this goal difference is definitely the highest we've seen in the Society.
It is, and he's got a chance there with Shaqiri, but the goalkeeper saves. He could have brought that back to 6-1, which I do believe was the biggest result so far, was 6-1, and it was Lucas who got the 6-1, wasn't it, on match day 1. But here we go with a corner for Ryan. If he can even get 1 goal back, it will be good enough for him to at least be like, okay, I didn't get completely shat on.
Yeah. Oh, look at me, I can score goals. One of them, but it's just a shame that he's gone down this heavily. A lot of people would have expected this type of result for a Fang Banger game, but she hasn't even conceded this many goals. Ryan's just struggled. He's not done what we've advised him to either, has he, with the pop shots and just hit and hope, really, because that's part of the game on FIFA. It's 50% skill and 50% luck.
It is indeed, and again, just right there, if there was a little bit more of the field available to Lucas, he would have picked that ball up. Ryan needs to sort his defending out. I don't know if he needs to change formation, change teams, or just change his attitude towards defending and just be more of a, alright, I'm just going to clear the ball and then we'll deal with the next attack after, rather than sitting there thinking, let me get hold of the ball and try and get an attack.
Yeah, he's having a bit more fun, is Ryan, as well. that is just Ryan's league so far. Through on goal, hits the post. It's a shame, but Ryan can take some positives away from this. At least it wasn't 10.
Yeah. It could have been a few more. And Lucas is having a bit of fun here now. He's very happy with the result. He's going to find himself. I think this puts him top of the table. Finch might still be top, actually. He could get a 7th here. Lewandowski fouled on the ball. Götze picks it up. I thought he was going to sit there for the free kick, then he tries to put that out to Royce instead, and the ball is tackled, but Ryan almost giving it away. The full-time whistle is blown. Ryan will be relieved. Lucas wouldn't have wanted that game to end, but he walks away with a 6-0 massive victory, and if he carries on like that throughout this season, no one is going to stop him.
No, and not Lucas, Finch and the rest of the title challengers will be looking at him thinking, what the hell have I let myself in for? Lucas showing his absolute dominance. Math's the only person to upset him so far, and even that was on previous gen, but next gen Lucas just looks like an animal, and the luck is going his way as well, even with the first penalty giveaway, and also he got lucky with playing Ryan, yeah. Because Ryan's defending was probably the worst I've seen in the league so far.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. That was some of the worst defending. But after that result, let us go and take a look at how the table stands. So guys, as we take a look at the table after match day 4, of course, Math Denton and the Gamer Can are yet to play. They're gonna find a way to play their game as we go through. First things to note is Finch is now back top of the table with 10 points from 4 games, 3 wins and a draw. Lucas has got 9 points, but a plus 11 goal difference. Lasty is still sat in 3rd place. Biscuit Face Gaming moved back up into 4th after Tom took a 1-0 defeat, putting his goal difference, a 4-3 defeat, putting his goal difference back down to -2. But most notably is the very, very bottom of the table, where Fangbanger has risen above Zwebeck off the back of that 3-3 draw, which she came back from 3-0 down from, and Zwebeck's 6-0 slaughter from iLucas.
Yeah, it was a bad weekend for bad match day for Zwebeck, getting absolutely thumped by Lucas. But Lucas sits the best in the league in my opinion, only 1 point behind Finch. Still yet to play Finch as well, but that 11 goal difference is going to be a massive factor towards the end of the league, especially going into the game against Finch. But still mid-table, it's still quite messy there. Biscuit Face and Tom on level points, goal difference very similar as well, and even Math Denton and Gamer Can not really much has changed with them because they haven't played. But I can't see Ryan progressing into mid-table. I think he's going to be rooted there unless he decides to change his whole style of play and maybe even his team.
Now, with 5 games left, you'd be looking at the top of the top table, and they'd have more pressure on them than someone like Ryan or Fangs, who will sit there and literally sit there thinking, 5 games, if I can just get 2 wins out of these 5 games, I'll probably finish sort of like 5th to 8th, and that'll be good enough for either of them at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of people don't want to be sat bottom, especially them two. But all the people in the middle of the table at the moment deserve to be there. They've got their own stories to tell. Capgun Tom especially was unlucky not to get back into the game a bit more against Finch, and obviously Nick another point. But it's looking fun. It's a nice end to this match day.
It is, and you see, other than Finch and iLucas, who have been the strongest so far, everybody else is dropping points all over the shop. I mean, I know Lucas has got that 1 loss on his record, but he looks, for me, the strongest player in the division at the moment.
Yeah, he does. Finch is still looking good, but even though the fact he hasn't lost, that 1 draw only takes him 1 point above him. Lucas has got a few easier games than a few other people in the next couple of weeks, so it'd be nice to see how he sits out after the next 2 or 3 games.
But you can see as well by Finch's goal difference, the fact he's got 3 wins and only a +3 goal difference means he's won all 3 of his games by just 1 goal. And that will be good for the people coming up against him, knowing that, hey, he's winning, but only just.
Yeah, and even looking at the likes of Lasty as well, even though he sat 3rd, he walked away with a very, very lucky win at the end of his match day. That 90th minute cheese, as people like to call it, was absolutely ridiculous. But luck gets you results, and that's why Lasty's sat 3rd. 50% skill and 50% luck, and he's got a few victories from both.
There you go, guys. So there you have it. That is the table for the end of match day number 4. If you're enjoying this series, be sure to leave a like rating on the video. Let us know down below who you think is going to win. For me now, it's a 2-horse race between Finch and Lucas, but let us know who you think is going to win, and let us know who you think is going to finish bottom of the table. I was almost sure after Fangbanger getting that point against Beach that she would be off the bottom in today's game between Lucas and Zwebeck, and I was correct. But for now, guys, we're going to get out of here, so thank you very much for watching, and we will see you for the next episode.